If you thought life in the Waldrop house was finally slowing down, think again. The Sweet Home Sextuplets crew has been busier, louder, and more heart-melting than ever. From unexpected milestones that had fans cheering to emotional family moments that reminded everyone why we fell in love with this family in the first place, this past year has been full of surprises. There have been school milestones, celebrations, and even a few touching tributes that had everyone reaching for tissues. And yes, there's a little bit of sibling chaos sprinkled in too, because what's a Waldrop update without it? Today, we're diving into everything that's been happening with each member of this unforgettable family, from mom and dad to every one of the sextuplets you've watched grow before your eyes. So grab your sweet tea, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because you won't want to miss what's next for the Waldrops. Over the past year, Courtney Waldrop has continued sharing heartfelt glimpses into her family's busy life, reminding fans why Sweet Home Sextuplets still holds such a special place in their hearts. Her updates have painted a picture of growth, gratitude, and remembrance, all against the backdrop of a home filled with laughter, noise, and love. As 2025 began, Courtney reflected on how quickly time was passing. In early January, she posted that all 9 of her children were getting so big, marveling at the milestones they'd already reached. By February, she was feeling nostalgic, sharing a Valentine's Day video filled with old home footage, revisiting how far her family had come since the extraordinary odds of their sextuplet pregnancy. 1 in 5 billion, she reminded fans in a February 11 post, still in awe of the journey that changed their lives forever. The spring months brought a softer, more reflective side of Courtney. In April, she marked her late father's birthday with a moving tribute, writing, "Happy heavenly birthday to my precious daddy, who I miss with every ounce of my being." The following day, she shared how one of her daughters, Rivers, wanted to release balloons for Popsy, showing how deeply his memory continues to live within the family's everyday moments. These posts captured both heartbreak and healing, reminding followers that the Waldrop's faith remains the foundation holding them together. By summer, Courtney's posts were filled with sunshine and gratitude. In July, she wrote a tender caption, "My darlings, you'll forever be how I love you so," reflecting her deep affection for her growing children. The following month, she celebrated a major milestone as all 6 sextuplets started first grade, sharing photos full of excitement and nerves. In September, she gave fans a glimpse into their ordinary but precious family moments, posting a candid photo that the kids themselves had asked to take. And in October, she proudly watched her older boys, Sailor, Wales, and Bridge, attend Homecoming 2025, calling them her big boys and marveling at how quickly they're becoming young men. It's been a year marked by gratitude, memory, and quiet joy for Courtney Waldrop. Through each post and video, she continues to share not just updates, but the heartbeat of her family, proof that love, even when stretched across 9 growing children, only multiplies with time. Over the past year, Eric Waldrop has continued to stand as the steady heart of the Sweet Home Sextuplets family, navigating the joys and challenges of life with quiet strength and deep devotion. In December 2024, Courtney shared a birthday tribute to her husband, calling him "this precious daddy of ours," and the post overflowed with warmth and gratitude from their 9 children. The moment captured how much Eric means to his family, not just as a provider, but as the anchor who keeps their bustling household grounded. By February 2025, Courtney reflected on the extraordinary journey that began years ago, reminding followers that their sextuplets were a 1 in 5 billion chance. Her words carried a mix of wonder and nostalgia, underscoring how far she and Eric have come since that miraculous chapter began. It was a rare glimpse into how the couple still marvels at the life they've built together, even after all these years of diapers, school projects, and endless bedtime routines. June brought a wave of heartfelt milestones. On the 15th, Courtney posted a Father's Day message for Eric, calling him one loved daddy, and sharing photos that captured his joy surrounded by their kids. Just a few days later, on June 19th, the couple celebrated their 21st wedding anniversary. Courtney marked the day with a simple but powerful message, "The day we said I do," paired with their wedding date, June 19, 2004. The post reflected the quiet endurance of a marriage that's weathered everything from fertility struggles to the chaos of raising 9 children, all while maintaining their faith and humor. Then, in July 2025, Courtney shared one of the most personal reflections of the year, writing, "I feel like Eric and I spend every second trying to protect our children from everything and give them a wonderful childhood. It was a rare moment of vulnerability, showing how deeply both parents feel the weight of responsibility that comes with raising such a large family under public attention." Her gratitude for the prayers and support they continue to receive revealed the couple's ongoing reliance on faith and community to carry them through. Through each of these moments, Eric Waldrop remains the quiet, devoted center of it all, a husband, a father, and a man of faith who continues to guide his family with patience and love. The past year has not been about dramatic change for the Waldrops, but rather about the quiet beauty of consistency, the steady heartbeat of a family that still believes in faith, love, and togetherness above all. Over the past year, Sailor Waldrop's life has quietly reflected the rhythms of growing up in a big, close-knit family that fans have watched for years. In March 2025, his mom, Courtney, shared a heartfelt update that revealed just how challenging the year had begun for him. Sailor, who's long been passionate about sports, suffered a lower spine fracture that forced him to sit out half of basketball season and miss baseball entirely. In her words, "Come to find out he has a fracture in his lower spine. It put him out half of basketball season, and he will be out all of this school baseball season." Despite the setback, her message carried a mother's steady encouragement. Always do what you love and love what you do. It was a reminder of how much perseverance and family support define the Waldrops' everyday life. By May, Sailor seemed to be back on his feet and involved in his family's busy spring routines. Courtney mentioned him in a whirlwind post that captured the energy of their household. Between ball games in the pouring rain, Wales and Bridges' 6th grade dance, getting Sailor his last-minute passport. The little detail hinted that the oldest Waldrop child might have exciting plans ahead, possibly travel or a family trip that required some fast preparation. It was a small but telling glimpse of a young man balancing teenage spontaneity with responsibility, all while still part of a lively crew of siblings. Then, in October 2025, Courtney's tone shifted to one of pride and nostalgia as she shared a new photo for Homecoming 2025, writing, "Gosh, how our big boys are growing up. Homecoming 2025. Sailor stood tall among his brothers, a familiar face fans remember from the early days of Sweet Home Sextuplets, now stepping into his later teenage years. The photo radiated the feeling of time passing, how quickly those little boys in matching outfits became young men finding their own paths. Through all these moments, Sailor's updates paint a simple, genuine story of resilience, family connection, and growing maturity. Whether recovering from injury, gearing up for new adventures, or celebrating milestones like homecoming, he continues to move forward with quiet strength, rooted in love, faith, and the ever-present energy of the Waldrop family. Bridge Waldrop is growing up fast, and the past year has been full of milestones for the Sweet Home Sextuplets family. In January 2025, his mom, Courtney Waldrop, marked a major moment with a heartfelt post celebrating the twins' 13th birthday. The caption read, THIRTEN, and she poured her heart out about how quickly her boys, Wales and Bridge, are turning into young men. Fans who followed the Waldrops since their TLC days couldn't help but marvel at how much the twins have changed, from the shy little boys viewers first met to confident teenagers now stepping into their own. As winter turned to summer, Bridge and Wales' lives revolved around baseball, a passion that's followed them for years. In June 2025, Courtney shared that their season had officially wrapped up, writing, "This baseball season for Wales and Bridge has come to an end, so middle school baseball, here we come." The post captured both her pride and disbelief at how fast her sons' childhoods are flying by. Baseball has always been a thread running through the Waldrop household, and the twins' love for the game reflects the same teamwork and determination that's defined the family for years. Then, as August rolled around, the Waldrops hit another milestone. Courtney posted the family's annual first day of school photo, proudly noting that Wales and Bridge, 7th grade. The moment marked their official start of middle school, a big step for two boys who once shared the screen with their 6 younger siblings in a bustling Alabama home filled with laughter, chaos, and love. The photo captured the familiar mix of excitement and nostalgia that comes with watching your kids grow up just a little more each year. From birthdays to baseball to the first day of 7th grade, Bridge Waldrop's last year has been one of transition and new beginnings. As he moves through middle school with his twin brother by his side, the boy fans once watched toddle through the halls of the Waldrop home is now stepping confidently into his teenage years. Still part of a tight-knit family, still chasing his passions, and still surrounded by the same love and support that made the Waldrops so unforgettable. Wales Waldrop's past year has been full of growth, milestones, and moments that show just how quickly time is moving for the Waldrop family. Back on December 8, 2024, the family faced heartbreak when Courtney Waldrop shared that her father had passed away, writing that, "Last Sunday, my daddy stepped into the presence of his Lord and Savior." It was a deeply emotional time that brought the entire family closer together, and Wales, one of the older brothers, was there to help support his mom through it all. Just a few weeks later, the Waldrops found comfort in their faith as they celebrated Christmas together on December 25, posting, "Rejoice, a Savior is born," with a photo that captured Wales surrounded by his siblings. The new year brought lighter moments too. On January 18, 2025, Courtney posted a joyful message celebrating Wales and his twin brother Bridge turning 13. She wrote, THIRTEN, marking the big milestone that officially made the twins teenagers. It was a reminder of how far the family has come since their reality TV days, when the boys were still little kids helping their parents wrangle 6 newborns. Spring 2025 brought busy weekends and new experiences. In April, Courtney shared a candid reflection about the constant shuffle of sports and activities for the big boys, marveling at how fast those days had arrived. Then, in early May, she described a busy, rainy weekend that included Wales and Bridge's 6th grade dance, a milestone event that marked the end of elementary years and the start of a new chapter. By late May, the school year wrapped up, and Courtney wrote, "Last day of school, another sweet year has come to an end." Wales had finished another successful year surrounded by his brothers and sisters, with his mom noting how quickly time seems to fly. A month later, in June, Wales closed out his baseball season. Courtney's post glowed with pride. "This baseball season for Wales and Bridge has come to an end, and just like basketball, Eric has been their coach since they started playing." Her words reflected the family's deep commitment to spending time together through sports and teamwork. Summer faded into a new school year by August 12th when Courtney posted that the big boys were heading back to school for the 2025-2026 year. It was another first day photo, another chapter beginning, and another reminder of how Wales, once one of the little stars of Sweet Home Sextuplets, is now growing into his own. From celebrating his 13th birthday to stepping into middle school life, Wiles's year has been filled with growth, family, and faith. Through joy and loss alike, the Waldrops continue to share their story with the same warmth and love that first made viewers fall in love with their family. Over the past year, Blue Waldrop has continued to grow into his own lively, confident self within the Waldrop household. On April 12, 2025, his mom, Courtney Waldrop, shared a glimpse of just how fast time is moving. In a heartfelt Instagram post, she captured Blue alongside his brothers, Lake and Tag, beaming with pride and energy. Her caption read, "Blue, Lake, and Tag sure feel like the big boys today," a simple but meaningful moment that reflected how far these once tiny sextuplets have come. For longtime fans of Sweet Home Sextuplets, seeing Blue stand tall beside his brothers brings a sense of nostalgia mixed with wonder. The family that viewers once watched navigate sleepless nights in diapers is now celebrating milestones that feel all too grown up. In that one post, Courtney's pride radiated, the boys' personalities shining through in their mischievous smiles and matching confidence. There weren't any major life events, dramatic changes, or big announcements surrounding Blue this year, but sometimes it's the quiet updates that speak the loudest. The Waldrop's life has slowed from the whirlwind of television fame, settling into a rhythm of normal family life, filled with school, play, and growing up together in the Alabama countryside. Blue's update this year captures exactly that spirit, a reminder that childhood, even in a family as unique and well-known as the Waldrops, is still made of ordinary moments, laughter, brotherhood, and the joy of simply feeling like the big boys for a day. Over the past year, fans of Sweet Home Sextuplets have been touched by a tender reminder of just how far Lake Waldrop has come. In a heartfelt Instagram post shared by the Waldrop family, Courtney looked back on Lake's earliest days, calling him the second baby born out of the sextuplets, and recalling that he weighed only 2 pounds and 11 ounces at birth. She added that her sweet boy was born with a little hole in his heart that has since closed. The simple update spoke volumes, offering a glimpse of gratitude and wonder for how much Lake has grown since those fragile first moments in the NICU. That reflection came just weeks before the family shared a broader update on YouTube in their video Sweet Home Sextuplets Family Update 2025. The vlog caught viewers up on daily life for Eric, Courtney, and their 9 children, showing how fast the sextuplets are maturing and how each has developed a distinct personality. Lake, once one of the tiniest babies in the family, now stands tall and confident among his siblings, his health strong and his spirit full of energy. The video also highlighted how the Waldrops continue to balance the chaos and joy of raising a big family while cherishing milestones both large and small. Seeing Lake healthy and thriving after overcoming a heart condition that once worried his parents serves as a quiet but powerful reminder of the family's journey, one built on faith, perseverance, and the love that has carried them through every challenge. It's late 2024, and the Waldrop home is steeped in both joy and sorrow. On December 1st, Courtney shares the heartbreaking news: "My daddy is now rejoicing at the feet of Jesus." A week later, on December 8th, she reflects that, "Last Sunday, my daddy stepped into the presence of his Savior, inviting family and followers into the rawness of their mourning." As Christmas nears, the weight of grief lingers, yet the Waldrops find light. On December 25, Courtney posts a tender scene. Her children tell her, "Happy birthday, Jesus," reminding everyone that even in loss, their faith and family bind them close. The same month, she pens a year-end reflection, ending 2024 thankful for what we have, sad for what we've lost, referencing their decision to step away from filming when the sextuplets turned 3, a move that underscores their desire for private growth amid public pressure. In May 2025, Courtney offers a quieter but meaningful glimpse into normal life. She writes about juggling recital plans for daughters Rivers and Rawlings, fitting it in between rain-soaked ball games, the twins' 6th-grade dance, and scrambling to get Sailor a last-minute passport. It's a moment that shows raw, grounded motherhood, Rawlings dancing in the swirl of everyday chaos. Through it all, Rawlings grows quietly in the backdrop of a family reshaping itself after loss, holding space in both celebration and sorrow. Theirs is a journey of faith and persistence, where every recital, every holiday, carries both memory and momentum. Over the past year, Rain Waldrop and her sisters have quietly continued their journey through childhood, marked by small but meaningful milestones shared by their mother Courtney on Instagram. On May 10, 2025, Courtney celebrated 4th year in dance for the girls and cheered, "Rain, you did so good, girls!" A simple yet touching confirmation that Rain remains active and engaged in her siblings' shared interests. A couple of weeks later, on May 24, 2025, Courtney posted the last day of school photos, capturing the end of the 2024-2025 academic year and reflecting on how quickly the girls grow and change. Earlier, on December 25, 2024, the family's Christmas post offered a warm snapshot into their life. Courtney reflected on faith, the children's joyful holiday chatter, and her gratitude, anchoring Rain within the rhythms of family tradition. Though none of the updates disclosed dramatic transformations like births, moves, or health crises, together they sketch a portrait of everyday life, milestones, responsibilities, and sisterly support, as Rain continues to grow within her family's tight-knit world. Over the past year, Tag Waldrop has quietly stepped into a new chapter of growing up, and his mom, Courtney, has lovingly documented every step. On December 11, 2024, the Waldrop family marked a milestone that feels almost unbelievable. The sextuplets, including Tag, turned 7 years old. Courtney wrote, "7 years of use filling our hearts with so much joy," capturing how much life has changed since those early days of chaos and wonder. It was a heartfelt reminder that the once tiny babies the world fell in love with are now full of personality, energy, and confidence. Just 2 weeks later, Christmas arrived with another tender glimpse into family life. On December 25, Courtney shared a quiet holiday reflection that read, "Rejoice, a Savior is born," adding that the sextuplets had sweetly said, "Happy birthday, Jesus." It was a simple but touching moment that showed the warmth and faith that continue to anchor the Waldrop household during the holidays. By July 17th, Courtney opened up in a deeply personal post about parenting and the constant desire to protect her children. "I feel like Eric and I spend every second trying to protect our children," she wrote. It was a candid look into the emotional side of raising 9 kids in the public eye, and it reminded fans that behind every photo of the Waldrop's joyful chaos is a parent of parents constantly doing their best to keep their little ones safe, including Tag, who is growing up right before everyone's eyes. Then, in August, another major milestone arrived. On August 14, 2025, Courtney proudly announced the sextuplets' first day of 1st grade, with the caption, "First day of 1st grade." For Tag, it marked the beginning of a new adventure filled with learning, friends, and independence. The photos showed bright smiles and tiny backpacks, symbols of just how far the family has come since those sleepless newborn days. Through each moment, big and small, Tag's story over the past 12 months has been one of quiet growth, love, and family togetherness. As the Waldrops continue sharing their journey, it's clear that Tag is thriving, confident, curious, and ready for whatever comes next. Over the past year, River's Waldrop has grown in ways that capture both the innocence and the depth of childhood. In June 2025, her mom, Courtney Waldrop, shared a sweet update that instantly melted fans' hearts. Rivers had just lost her second top tooth, joining her siblings in what Courtney called the toothless little cutie phase. The post was filled with laughter and nostalgia as Courtney admitted that these tiny milestones remind her how quickly the children are growing up. River's bright smile, now missing a tooth, became a symbol of just how fast time moves in the Waldrop home. Just a few months earlier, in April 2025, Rivers had shown a side of herself that went beyond her years. Courtney wrote that, "A couple of days ago, Rivers asked, could we let balloons go on Popsy's birthday? Popsy, the beloved grandfather who had passed away, still holds a special place in the family's heart." Through her request, Rivers turned her childlike curiosity into a heartfelt act of remembrance. Courtney shared that she agreed through tears, believing her father would sure love it. The story touched fans deeply, showing that even at her young age, Rivers already understands love, loss, and the quiet ways we honor those we miss. These two moments, one joyful, one tender, paint a picture of a little girl growing not just taller, but kinder and more aware of the world around her. Between losing teeth and letting go of balloons, Rivers Waldrop continues to show why she's such a special part of the Sweet Home Sextuplets family.